Hey, fellow Restopians, welcome back to Restopia. Stay cool. So, following on from my highly successful last video, High Street Holy Trinity, I thought I'd capture the moment and do another video going one stage further. Highly affordable Holy Trinity. So in here, again, I've got my Mirage watch roll, different one, so grey one this time, with what I consider to be my highly affordable Holy Trinity. Quick, or maybe not so quick, pits manoeuvre, nice slow, I always say nice slow and then do it really quick anyway, but nice slow shot showing off of my Citizen Eco Drive Divers 200 on a Zulu diver. So I've got this from Watch Gecko Zulu diver. This is like the premium Italian rubber. It is, so it's got that kind of texture, sort of carbon effect texture on one side, and it is reversible. Quite a tough clasp, deploying clasp to open. And on the other side, it's got it's plainer, but it's still got a kind of shimmering texture to it, and it's reversible, so you can have it either way round. The cheaper version of this is actually quite nice as well. I've also got one of those, but just different textures. They smell of vanilla. This one still smells of vanilla, although it's not very, very, very obvious. When you first get them, you cannot, if they're in the room, you can smell them. Not sure that's a great thing. I do like vanilla. I'd rather it smelled of cherry, but yeah, vanilla it is, but it does die down. But yeah, and again, as in the last video, the High Street Holy Trinity, this is something that potentially a Citizen might be something that you would include in your highly affordable Holy Trinity. But yeah, not in mine. Mine are in here, and we'll come to those in a minute. It's going to be a slightly longer video. I'll explain the concept a little bit more because I don't think I explained it completely last time, but it does blend into so the concept is that it's three brands, not models. It's three brands that are in your you've got the three high horology Holy Trinity brands, which are Vacheron Constantin. I say that first because that's my favourite. Audemars Piguet and Patek Philippe. So in my High Street Holy Trinity, yeah, I have had a drink. So I've got I thought it's going to be a longer video. I'm going to have a drink, and it shows off my new embellishments quite nicely. My new coasters. So we have a High Street Holy Trinity. I keep going to say High Street High Horology, but High Street Holy Trinity, or HSHT as it is now known. You will see other YouTubers cottoning onto this, and they'll be doing their videos shortly, believe me. But you saw it here first, guys. So I've got my Rolex Submariner, or more commonly known as a no-date sub coaster here, from the High Street Holy Trinity, and then we've got my Vacheron Constantin overseas freehand blue from the High Horology Holy Trinity. So I thought, as they arrived, they were actually on the doorstep when I recorded the last video. Really pleased to get those, and I thought I'd better pop a drink. It's only, I didn't want to have a drink this early in the morning. No. But yeah, no one knows what the time is. Actually, yeah, you do know what the time is. No, that's not the right time. But yeah, I wanted to show off my new embellishments, my new coasters. So moving quickly on. So the concept is it's three brands. We're talking about, I think this is something that was a bit lost in the last video. I didn't quite explain it, that I meant brands, not the actual models that were in my watch roll. They were just three models from the brands that I thought, in my opinion, are the High Street Holy Trinity. I've done a poll. I'll probably do another poll for this video. and let me know yours. I'll change the other to so that other. Put them in the comments which is your Holy Trinity. What was I going to say? I've got some other models up there. So today, although this is all about brands, not the individual models, I've picked the models in here on purpose. But it's all about brands. But I have got some other models from those brands over there in my other favourite watch box, actually, the Volando from Amazon. As I call them. Yeah, without further ado, let's go for it. So my highly affordable Holy Trinity, and I've to me, I'd describe that as highly affordable. For me is kind of below £500, kind of more about £300, like £100 to £300 kind of region. Anyway, let's go. So for me, my highly affordable Holy Trinity is checking for make sure the light's not reflecting too much on these. Casio, Seiko, and Invicta. Now we'll move. I know Invicta's going to upset a lot of you guys, but this is my high street Holy Trinity. Highly affordable Holy Trinity, and the reason that I've got Invicta in there initially is because I'm going to replace that. I'm going to change this lineup. These two are staying. Casio, Seiko staying. Invicta I'm going to change. In fact, I think the Invicta I'm changing it with is actually in that box over there, but we'll come to that in a minute. The reason I've got Invicta in here is that I love Invicta. If you've watched any videos on my channel before, you will know that I love Invicta, particularly the Grand Diver. But I also love the fact that Invicta makes some really, just their place in the market. I just think, and I know the list price of this is $800 or $795, and in reality you can get it for about $100-ish or £100. But I just love that about them. I love the fact that they're a high street brand. They're not internet only. They're not from you don't have to order one from AliExpress. I do particularly like the Grand Diver. I like the what's the other one called? It's over there, the normal diver. That gets a lot of love in the Rolex homage world for about £50. So I think as a brand, I do feel that they are my third watch in the highly affordable Holy Trinity. But I am going to replace this with a different brand in a minute, and I'll move on to why that is in a moment. But I thought it was worth having ones that are generally available. They're historic brands, in the same way that the three brands in the real high horology Holy Trinity and my high street Holy Trinity, and that has in the poll. Do have a look at that poll and change it if you want to. But at the moment, so Rolex, Omega, and Grand Seiko are currently agreed with as the high street Holy Trinity. But you can change that. Go onto the poll and change it. But let's stick to highly affordable Holy Trinity. So these are my three. I think Casio is God tier. I grew up with Casio. Spent a lot of time looking at various Casios, some of which are in the box over there. I actually have more Casios. I've got 6 other watches in a box over there. I spent my time looking through, the newspapers when I was a kid, and looking at all the, the Casios with, calculators, Game and Watch, world timers, that kind of thing. I'm more into G-Shocks these days, hence I've got the G-Shock here, the Mudmaster here in the watch roll. But there's so many Casios. And I think doing this video has reminded me how many Casios I have in my collection. They genuinely are God tier to me. There are 3 brands from my childhood that I remember, definitely Casio. Another one is Seiko, although I didn't have Seikos when I was a kid, and the other one is Omega. They are 3 brands that are very big in my childhood. In my adulthood, Casio is more G-Shock, but I'll come on to some others over there. Seiko was obviously a thing. They were very expensive when I was a kid. These days, not so much. Is there any glare on that? My favourite of the Seikos that I have at the moment, I say at the moment, but I really do like this speed timer. It's a bit too small. I'm not massively into chronographs. I'm not massively into white dials. But I absolutely, this on the wrist has shown me that you need to pop a watch on your wrist before you judge it. Absolutely love the speed timer. Love the Seiko brand. I know they've gone up in price, so being under the £500 threshold for this video is maybe pushing it a bit these days. But I think Seiko, these two were no-brainers for me. I've already kind of explained the Invicta, so let's move on to the other watches from my highly affordable Holy Trinity, and move on to the ones over here in my Volando, my other favourite vessel for storing watches. So this is the 6-watch Volando. It's £40 on Amazon, but you can get it for £35 on offer, maybe less. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you bought Volando for less. That sort of, oh, nearly saw that sort of wears a bit, but you know, it's fine. It's not gonna pop off. I'm not a fan of open, clear watch boxes. Although for the amount of solars that I now have, it probably might be good, because I think I've buggered up one of my G-Shocks. I'm going to have to, it's still within warranty. I'm going to have to get that sorted out, because that is annoying. It's still, I don't know if you saw that in a previous video, but it's still saying charge. I'm not quite sure what to do with it. I've had it in direct sunlight for a few days now. Anyway, let's move on. So these are, so I've given you my highly affordable Holy Trinity brands. I'm going to change one out now. So what I'm going to change out is I'm going to take out the, you can just see that, I'm going to take out the Invicta and pop in, easy decision really, pop in a Pagani design. Now this is on a, I can't remember the brand, it's a, oh, not a Duke, but yeah, on a fitted to case leather, on a Tudor deployment. So I've pimped this Pagani design. I'm going to pop that in there because I think maybe this is a more realistic. I mean, Pagani designs are not exactly difficult to get. Like, I mean, Helm was another watch that I considered for my Holy Trinity, but they're not easy to get. I know you could say that, you know, neither are Rolexes on the high street Holy Trinity, but you know, Pagani's I think this is probably a more realistic. I guess I'm saying that for me, it kind of, in the same way in the high horology Holy Trinity, you've got FP Journe and JLC, Jaeger LeCoultre, just outside of the three. I'm guessing that for me, it would kind of fluctuate a bit between Pagani design and Invicta Grand Diver. I just prefer well, I don't know. It fluctuates a bit for me. I really do like this OP homage, even though it's got a date. This was the early OP homage. Now it's on the leather fitted case with the deployment. But let's have a look. So some others from those brands that I have that I really love, and the reason for showing you these is that it is about brand, not about model. But equally, I think the problem with being about models is it then just becomes to my favourite top 3 watches. Whereas if it's about brands, it sticks with the highly affordable Holy Trinity, the Holy Trinity kind of theme. But the interesting thing about the highly affordable Holy Trinity is there's just far more watches involved. You know, the amount of Casio, I mean, Casio is god tier for me. And it genuinely is. I love my world timer, my world time rather. I love my Wave Scepter. I don't want to get any glare on that. That's the one Jody had, Just One More Watch had. I was going to get a different one. I was going to get it on steel, but I actually thought, no, do you know what? The resin, it's actually plastic. So it's plastic cased, as is the world time. Plastic case, rubber, well, it's not even rubber. It's not really rubber. It's more resin, really. It's kind of like quite hard. But yeah, with the gold hands, I thought that worked amazingly well. Obviously the Casio Duro. I've got so many Duros. I've got the Batman, I've got the black one, I've got multiple ones because I intend to mod them, which I'm still not got around to. Maybe that's what I need to get onto now. Modding a Duro. In Pagani land, I've got the other Pagani that I really love. Well, pretty much the only one I really loved until I changed the strap on the OP, the early OP homage. I absolutely love my Batman. I mean, you know, I think it was about £70. Seiko movement, ceramic bezel, sapphire crystal, brilliant. Really love this. And in Seiko land, I've got my other real favourite Seiko is the Paddy Diver Prospects Monster. So I really like this edition of the Monster kind of, you know, the Monster range. This is my favourite. Love the colours. Love everything about this. So, yeah, you know, they're my highly affordable Holy Trinity. So I suppose, you know, it just remains to say, you know, what's yours? I'll pop this video up. Hopefully it will be as interesting to people as the last one. I'll do a poll. I'll attach the link to the poll and pin it in the comments. Yeah, so let me know. I think this will be a lot of fun. But for now, one wrist, live it.